お前はもう死んでいる。
Oh, but wait, the look continues. Oh, look who's back! Ela Klein!
Stop right there, criminal scum!
Girl, we're the fashion police.
It's funny because he's fat.
Comedy.
Now, I'm pretty sure we all know who is the internet's most loved millionaire fat guy. No, Jesus Christ. It's H3H3. Come on. I said millionaire, not billionaire. Because don't let the $10 million mansion fool you. Ethan is just like the rest of us.
We're still normal people because real rich is like billionaires.
Of course you are, Mr. Klein. Maybe saying the most loved is a bit of an overstatement right now, cause the tides have shifted a little, haven't they? After doing quite a few not so pro gamer moves, Ethan has lost a lot of respect from other creators and a lot of viewers.
I would offer people to not question anyone's masculinity.
I would never.
Ever.
Never. You are the most unfuckable, repulsive creature. Sad. You're a simp, bro. You're a simpleton. You're a simple mind. You're concerned about other people's relationships instead of improving your own physical appearance and your own ability to attract women. Okay? Your judgment of what... You are a vile slime of a human that nobody will ever want you because you're so pathetic.
And to be honest, I genuinely don't care about all of that. I'm not here to bully him, kind of how he bullied that mentally insane man for like a year or something.
Shoe Nice is a fucking lunatic in other news.
I'm just here to shit on his stupid clothing brand. So when Ethan's not too busy filming himself reading off of Reddit with his wife, who, let's face it, can barely string a sentence together, and calls it a podcast, he actually co-manages a clothing brand. Which is cool, you know, it's fine. You can do that nowadays, being a... influencer.
Oh, there's some bullshit in
Now, right off the bat, I really don't give a fuck about the quality. I don't care if it's well made or not.
We also have some embroidery on the sleeves here. Oh, I'm actually really surprised that this is embroidered.
Holy shit, the words Teddy Fresh are embroidered and not printed on? Yeah, I couldn't care less if some starving Chinese boy worked really hard on it. It still looks dumb. So the reason I'm making this video is because I know that Ethan Klein knows that all of their clothes look like shit.
Sad.
He managed to make fun of Keemstar for wearing this by saying that Keemstar looks like a 40-year-old man who's trying to befriend 12-year-olds. Really? Really? You're making fun of this hoodie while this shit is in your store? But now I guess to be fair, this doesn't look too bad. But I'll just change one thing to really bring out the beauty in this outfit. Much better. Perfect. Honestly, would you even be able to tell that this was photoshopped? If I'd see this guy in real life, I would just think he's probably going to Billy's birthday party next door, you know? Cause he's a fucking clown. Okay, I've been ragging on Ethan for quite a while, but at the end of the day, it's Ela's clothing brand, right? Wait a second. Right? Now that I mention it, only 2 designs have Ela's name on it, and I kind of thought that it was all of her designs. But if she has her name on only 2 specific ones, I guess the rest were made by somebody else? Now, that's not even a problem. If people are working for you, that's great. But then it just comes off a little weird when Ethan says stuff like this.
And who better to model it than the fine and beautiful Ela Klein, the designer and creator herself.
But that's not even the worst part. The worst part is that the clothes that have Ela's name on are some of the worst looking designs. I'm not gonna rag on this one too much because the proceeds of this went to charity, so that's cool. But what the hell is this?
Sad.
It even has Ela's name on the design itself. And oh my gosh, it's embroidered. But is this really something you want to take credit for? Something that looks like was made by a 3rd grader in MS Paint? This design should not go on a shirt. Like, best case scenario, this belongs on a fridge, hung there by an alcoholic mother who wants to make her fetal alcohol syndrome of a child feel better. Now just for comparison, let's look at another YouTuber's brand. let's look at Suki. It's made by PewPieDie, small channel, probably never heard of him. And when you go to their site, right after you're done having a seizure, you can see the clothes. They're nice, they're simple, they're symmetric, they're weeb ching chong inspired aesthetic. And honestly, they look okay. But when you go to Teddy Fresh, it just looks like some clown threw up a bunch of scarves and somebody just sewed them all up together. Why must you use so many patterns in one fucking piece of clothing? Pick two. 2 is a good number. There are a lot of designs that uses 2 different patterns, which look great. Like this hoodie, for example, it looks okay. It's not the most original design, cause there's a bunch of them like this, but you know, whatever, it looks okay. I'm not even gonna bring up the fact that when you change the color, it looks like something a child would eat off of a cone.
Yuck.
But, you know, whatever. And then you have hoodies like this. I'm pretty sure I know exactly how somebody came up with this design. They were like, you know, that character, Two-Face, he has some interesting articles of clothing. What if there was another character called Three-Face? What would their clothes look like? And you know what, for shits and giggles, let's imagine that character having the fashion sense of a 5-year-old. But yeah, this hoodie, this looks like absolute shit. Burn that to the ground. What are you? You look like a fucking pedo. It's just kind of hilarious how many times does Ethan manage to call somebody a clown while willfully wearing shit like this. Now the average person looking at this t-shirt should think, horizontal stripes make anyone look fat. Somebody with Ethan's, delicate complexion should realize that. And they're so bright, that's just gonna attract everyone's attention to the fact that you're fat. But if you're a genius like me or the creators of Teddy Fresh, you're gonna realize that this t-shirt has a built-in self-defense mechanism. Because if you give your body just a little bit of a shake while wearing this, you're gonna give anyone looking at you with
seizures.
Pretty fucking brilliant if you ask me. I don't think I even need to make fun of this. It just straight up looks like something a baby would wear. Just change the name to Baby Frankenstripe and you're all good. I genuinely think this is the best design they have. It's not overly tacky and they don't use those colors that look like they've been washed 75 times. They're called pastels. Yeah, you say pastels, I say baby clothes. And they probably had such a big oversupply of those stupid washed off colors that they went, fuck it, let's start gluing them to our office walls.
Sad.
The only thing that made me unreasonably pissed off about it is the name, Acid Trip. Really? Because I'm pretty sure anyone who takes acid just sees some text fly over their head with a wiggly font. So I guess I'll leave you off with a quote from my favorite YouTube channel.
And ultimately, we don't do a lot of just straight up comedies on Half in the Bag because there's only so many ways you can say it just wasn't funny.
Because honestly, the same goes for Teddy Fresh. It's seriously hard to review it. Because there were only so many different ways I could say, this looks fucking dumb. So sorry if it was a little bit repetitive. And yeah, you can subscribe for more shitty content. And at the end of the day, всё будет хорошо.
This video was removed, and if I look into it for more than just 2 seconds, you'll remember I said there was a new rule said that it includes content simulating violence. So if I have to just take a harebrained guess, it probably wasn't a conspiracy. It was probably just the fact that he has a gun up to my head, like to execute me.